never thought I'd be crying at like a mythological.
Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be doing like a mythological March themed reading vlog. I'm going to read Piranesi by Susanna Clarke and Circe and The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I already started this. I started reading it whilst I was on the bus. I'm like 24 pages through. And yeah, I will tell you what the other one's about when I get to them, but I'm not telling you what this is about because everyone says to go into it blind. So that's what I did. And already I'm really loving it. First of all, I was like, it's a little bit confused how it starts. So I was like, okay. But then when you're like, when things are clicking, it's just, it's really good. And the writing is really like, it really brings you forward. So yeah, I cannot wait to read more of this. And I'll give you an update soon. Little Piranesi update. And I'm like 110 pages in. And oh my god, this book is so good. At first I was like what is actually happening? Like, it's kind of confusing, but then like it gets more confusing. But it's like I am loving it. Like I am so like interested. Like I just want to keep reading on and on and on. So I'm gonna do that. There's also a reference to my university in here that I was like, how? Like, literally, how? Like, when you first start, you're like, oh my god. Wow. This book is, it's just like, it's like nothing else I've ever read before. Like, it is so strange, but incredible as well. So, I just finished Piranesi, and oh my god. This book is incredible, like incredible. Oh my god, like I don't even know like what to say. Like this woman, her mind and imagination like truly makes the story so like, I don't know, like it's like I was spellbound. Like I was literally like encapsulated by it. The pacing, how it's delivered, the character, well, like the main character mostly, and like the settings, and like just, oh, it's just so beautiful and amazing. Like literally just wow. Like honestly I don't really know what to say about this because I don't want to say nothing about the plot, because like go into this blind. This is one of the most rewarding reading experiences I have ever had with a book. The main character is one of like the most lovable characters I've ever seen in a book as well. It's just incredible. Like it's literally like literally all these words, like exquisite, extraordinary, spellbinding, full of wonders, otherworldly, miraculous. Like it is amazing. So yeah, definitely like just read it. Like honestly, it is so worth the hype. And like it's got like a 4.2 something like rating on, or 4.4 rating on Goodreads, and I'm like, that is amazing. That is such a good rating, and like deservedly, because this book is so good. But yeah, the only thing is though, this is going to be like my mythological March reading vlog, but like this is not mythology. Like I thought it was because of the cover, and people have described it similar to like Madeline Miller's writing, so I was like, okay, that would fit the bill. But no, this is not mythology. That's not a spoiler, but like it's not mythology. But I'm just gonna keep it in here because I've already done it now. But like there's some references to like Greek myths and things, a little, but a tiny bit, but like I don't even know what genre this is, to be honest. It's like, it's something else. I'm probably just gonna put it as like literary, because like that's what I do if I don't know what it is. But anyway, so yeah, I finished this. I'm gonna go to sleep now. And then tomorrow I will either start Circe or Song of Achilles. I shall see you tomorrow, which will be a few seconds for you. Next day, I lied. I'm not going to start Song of Achilles today, actually, because I'm going out. But I've downloaded Madeline Miller's short story, Galatea. I started reading like a little bit like earlier, like the first like 3 pages. I think it's only like 20 pages long. So yeah, I'm going to read it on my phone whilst I'm out, and then I'll give a little review when I've finished it, which hopefully should be today, considering it's 20 pages long. But yeah, see you in a few hours. Hey, so I'm back home now, and I read Galatea whilst I was out, and I really enjoyed it. I ended up giving it 4 stars. And I have like some notes. I sort of like wrote a review whilst I was out, and I thought I'd just like summarize some of the points here, because obviously it's just my review. Anyway, let's get on with it. So like, this was my first ever like mythological like retelling, just all normal telling that I've ever read, and like I don't really know anything about like ancient Greek like myths. Probably I know like some of like the gods and goddesses and like the characters, but I don't know really like anything like about them and stuff. But like, despite not having no knowledge, I found Galatea like very like accessible, and like it was a very like enjoyable read. So Miller is telling the story of Galatea and Pygmalion, and it's from the like Galatea's perspective, and she is like a statue that's like been given life. And like she like provides like a feminist spin, but like the main thing that I gathered is that it removes the romanticism associated with the myth, of sort of like having like Pygmalion creating this like statue of the most beautiful woman ever, and like he loves it so much, and then Aphrodite like gives her life, so like because he loves her so much, like it takes away that sort of like romanticness, and like it has like a feminist spin, and like the message is like portrayed like very like important. So yeah, I said it's very short, but quite a lot actually happens. She talks about like her birth in a way, her relationship to her husband and slash creator, who I guess is Pygmalion, but like he's never actually mentioned as that. He's just called my husband, or the like husband. Also, and like her relationship isn't very good. And then also her like undying love for her daughter, Pathos. I said in doing so, Miller throws up many topics of discussion, like male ownership of women and expectations of beauty primarily. Her husband made her to be the most beautiful woman, and his love led the goddess Aphrodite to give her life, but in doing so, a voice as well. And this isn't something that he like signed up for. Like he didn't want like her to just be like submissive and just like cater to his demands and like his beck and call, but like she has her own voice and she has her own like person as well. And like by giving her life, he didn't like understand that this was gonna happen. So yeah, and then like there's also like an irony present, because he made her to be like the most beautiful woman ever, and obviously like desirable and attractive and stuff. But then he's also like very like I don't like people looking at you, and like if you like she like knows that people are looking at her, because obviously like she's like a statue that's like walking, but also she is like insanely beautiful, and like he knows that, but like he's like, I don't like it. So I'm like, well, why did you do it then? And it's just sort of like throws up like the idea of like a typical like jealous like partner sort of like trait, and stuff. And then also like he's blind to like her fault when he's like using her, but then afterwards, like when he sees like her like scars from like giving birth, and how it's like completely natural, he like wants to like chisel them away, and this sort of like highlights this like unattainable notion of like perfection and like beauty that is placed on women, and like just rejecting like imperfections. So yeah, and then also said accompanying these is like the vague language in terms of the time frame, like because like it makes it like a very relevant story, because like it's likely set in like ancient Greece, or like where the myth is, but like there's a distinctive like modern like tone and like element to it I can't really articulate, but like I definitely like sense whilst reading it. And yeah, so the ending, I thought was, in many ways it's beautiful, but it's also very dark. So she is clearly acting with like the intention of protecting her child, and this like sort of like notion of like hoping that the future will be better, and like to not just accept like mistreat, and like hopefully like future generations are going to be like nicer, and like that sort of idea I get from it. And like it's intentionally sad because what she has to do to like protect her daughter in a way, but it also shows like the power of the actual love she has for Paphos, and like the other children to come, and then but also like I do get a sense that there is like an element of administering justice and like retribution, which I like. I love that. It's not explicit as like the first like meaning of like protecting a daughter, but I definitely like picked up on this, and like I just like, yes. So yeah, so overall I definitely would recommend this. I read it in one sitting. Maybe I would have liked it to be a little bit longer, but like I felt like the pacing was like excellent, and like the writing and stuff was all nice, and like it's clearly that like Madeline, like she executed a good sort of short story, like it followed well, and yeah, really enjoyed it. And then after that, when I was coming like home later on the buses, I started reading a bit of Song of Achilles. I've read like chapter 2, like I'm on starting chapter 3 now, and I was confused. I thought the main character was Achilles, because I was just like, well, it's called Son of Achilles, but no, the main character is like Patroclus. I don't know, it's in my notes, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Basically it's sort of like he's like 9, and his dad wanted him to be like a suitor for like another king's daughter. So like he's like meant to be kind of like weak and stuff, and like his mum was like apparently like simple, and like the dad didn't really like them, and like he was the only one. He's 9, like all these other men are like 20. And there's sort of just like stuff happens. So in like the first chapter, he was talking about how like his dad was hosting this sort of like a sporting racing games or something, and he caught the eye of like, you know, another boy caught his eye, and he was like had like blonde hair and stuff, and he like won the race even though he was like smaller and like younger, and I don't know, I feel like maybe that's possibly a kid, because I know it's meant to be gay. I think I'm pretty sure it's meant to be a gay relationship. I think maybe he's Achilles, and like him and Patroclus, that's not his name, get together. I don't know, but anyway, I'm excited and I want to read more, and I shall do so soon. So yeah, give you an update in a bit. Never thought I'd be crying at like a mythological. Oh my god, I never ever would think that would cry at a book about mythology and mythological retelling, but it's just, oh my god, it's just this. If you read Song of Achilles, I'm gonna explain more in a little bit because I haven't done an update for a long time, but I'm near the end, and it's just a certain bit that just is really, just I'm so angry and so sad and so distraught, and oh gosh, I am such an ugly crier. Like literally, this is disgusting. Oh, I'm getting all sniffly now, but yeah. So I'm gonna finish this book. Probably cry some more, and yeah, giving updates. You see like the tears coming. That's for you, Patroclus, and that's for you, Achilles. So I didn't know I was gonna get worse, but I haven't stopped crying, but it's something I just wanted to say. Hey, compose yourself. I conjured a boy I knew, Achilles, grinning as the figs blur in his hands, his green eyes laughing into mine. Catch, he says. Achilles, outlined against the sky, hanging from a branch over the river, the thick warmth of his sleepy breath against my ear. If you have to go, I will go with you. My fears forgotten in the golden harbour of his arms. The memories come and come. She listens, staring into the grain of the stone. We are all there, goddesses and mortal, and the boy who was both. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm getting uglier and uglier by the second. Madeline Miller, what the fuck? Why would you? Oh my god. First of all, I'm gonna probably have a whole thing soon, but at the moment I'm when I read books that make me cry, they just do something to my heart that is just pulls it so much. And I already can tell this is 100% going to be a 5-star. First of all, I was thinking, I don't know, some other but Miss Miller, why? Why do you do this to me? It's just so sad. It's just... Hi. So I've recovered from the tears. It's the next day. And yeah, I cried for about a solid 10-15 minutes maybe. So yep, I'm 100% giving Song of Achilles a 5-star rating. If a book impacts me that much, then it's just wow. So yeah, so I can't even remember what I got up to in the actual plot, but I think it was about so Patroclus gets exiled for accidentally killing a boy when he's 9. And he gets exiled to King Peleus, and his son is Achilles, who is the boy that he first met earlier on. And then they sort of get a friendship, and he doesn't know, he's sort of he's quite reserved, Patroclus, but he sort of gets a energy and a vamp when dealing with Achilles in a sort of way, and sort of they say friendship grows and stuff, and he becomes his companion, and then afterwards for a bit they both go to the mountains and to be trained by Chiron, who was a centaur in war and medicine and things. And stuff, and then blah, blah, and then it's sort of the main thing is the Trojan War retelling. So they do eventually go to the war from the Trojans against the Greeks to try and get Troy. I didn't know anything about this. I didn't know anything about the mythology at all. All I knew was the idea of how the Achilles heel, and how that was his one vulnerability thing. But that actually turned out to be quite a later myth told about him, later than Homer's Iliad and stuff, which Miller based the story on. So yeah, I think reading some of the reviews and some of the actual myth part, and also at the back of the book, she puts like about the characters, learn like things about them. I think she starts the story really well, and like the only bits of the book I didn't like were like bits that she was taken from the Iliad, sort of like the impact of like Apollo in two certain events, and then just like a few things. But I feel like she really like fleshed out Patroclus's like character and really gave him like such a really interesting story, and like it just fitted so well together. So yeah, I did feel like maybe it was a little bit like repetitive and like maybe dragged a little bit in the middle when they're at like the war and stuff. But like the last quarter and like the ending was just perfection. Like literally, it was perfection. It rounded up so well. I was like, everything was just so good. So yep, I 100% like agree. Like this book should have the praise it gets because it is incredible. Yeah, the writing is like beautiful. It's like lyrical and stuff. Like I just changed my like phone cover to like a quote. He is half my soul, as the poets say. I am made of memories. Like there's so many. It's amazing. I really want to get a physical copy like soon, and then give it a reread, like underline like good quotes and things, because I know this book I'm gonna want to reread and like get like more from it. And yeah, so like really lovely writing, really great like descriptions of like characters and places. The pacing, I feel like it's slightly disjointed at times, but it does flow really well. And yeah, I loved it. I really loved it, actually. I really would not have expected me to like love like a mythological retelling, but it's not just that. It's not like just the Trojan War. It's about like Achilles and Patroclus' like love and like that bond, and like also like the relationship between like a mother and her son with Theseus, Achilles' mum, and just like fellow citizens, like people like in the war, and like that sort of like the merging of family, like a family, like found family, sort of like when you're put together and things, and just like it's a lot more than what you think it is. And it's beautiful, it's heartbreaking, but it's warming, it is lovely. So yeah, I so recommend that. Literally, it's become like it's gone shot up to like one of my favorite of the year. Same with Piranesi. So this reading vlog has turned out to be really good, actually. So now I'm gonna go on to Circe and see how that goes. I think it's about like a witch, like a witch nymph or something, and then apparently like Odysseus, who was actually in some of Achilles. I think it's meant to be like after the Trojan War, he goes like sails about like trying to get home, but like he goes like a long way around or something, and I think he's meant to like meet with Circe in like where she lives. I think that's what it is, but I'm not too sure, but it sounds interesting, and let's see if we can have another hit. So yeah, give you an update very soon. Read about 30 pages of Circe, and I'm really enjoying this at the moment. It's very like pulls me forward. So yeah. Also, I'm not book plated, but why is my hair so fluffy? Like this is honestly so annoying. I don't know. Anyway. Hey, so I'm currently on to chapter 8, page 79, and I am really loving Circe as well. It's so interesting, so like, I don't know, it's just the way it's written. I feel like her writing, it really pulls you forward, and like, I don't know, there's realism to it, despite it being sort of like obviously like mythological and things, but there's just like the characters just seem so like real and like well written, and yeah, I don't know, but I'm really enjoying it. Basically, so Circe, she is the child of Helios, the sun god, and Pesus or something, like a water nymph woman thing, and then they both kind of liked each other, but the mother was like, I'm only gonna let you lay with me if we get married. And then he was like, okay. Anyway, so she's the firstborn, and then they have 2 more children after. Really mean to her, and they say like how like she has like yellow eyes and like a really screechy voice, and just like how like she doesn't have like the proper like powers that like they have, because she is like wrong and thing. So they're really nasty, and like the mother's also really nasty as well, and the dad is just sort of like doesn't really care. And then a little bit after, the mother has a 4th child, Aeetes. I'm sorry. And she's sort of like a carer-ish for him, and they have like a really strong bond, and he's like nice and stuff. And but then like not long after, the 4 like siblings all like move away, and like they get like married and like have their own kingdoms and stuff. So then it's just Circe left, and like their mother's all like, oh, like why'd you have to leave me with you, like I can't even like get people to like I can't even marry you off. So she's just like really horrible to her daughter. Anyway, then Circe is on like the beach where she used to go with her younger brother, and she sees like a ship, and she's like, I'm gonna speak to this person, and he's called like Glaucus or something. Anyway, a little bit after, this is the first time she felt like actual warmth, because like he wanted to see her, and they was having like a really nice like friendship and like relationship sort of brewing. And then she's like, he comes back, and like his father had hit him because they had like a bad catch. So then she goes to her grandmother and is like, can you help them like get some more fish in? So then like the next day, like, and like a little bit after, like they have like loads and loads and loads, and then she's like, oh, I wish he could be mortal so like I can be with him. I mean immortal, like a god. But the grandmother is like, there's nothing I can do. And she's like, okay, well I've heard about like this thing called pharmaca and like herbs and stuff. She's like, do not ever say that again. Anyway, so her and Glaucus are in like a forest, and she like takes some flowers and pours some like sap into his mouth, and then like he turns into like a water river god thing. So everyone's like, oh wow. So a little bit of time goes on, and then she was like hoping that like, oh, now he's a god, that they can get married and like have a life. But he's like, no, I like this other one called Scylla, who was sort of like, she was the friend of her younger sister, who used to like bully her as well. And she's like why? Like I thought we was gonna get together. Like I turned you into a god. I'm sorry. But anyway, so she's sort of like in her like jealous era, and she puts some like sap into this Scylla's like bath water, and then she turns into like a monster, and she's like, oh, like what have I done? So she confesses to her dad, but the dad is like, no, you don't have any power, like what are you talking about, like you're just like some like a stupid child, like just go away. Anyway, then a little bit afterwards, the younger brother, Aeetes, comes back, and he's like, I heard about what you did, and I can do witchcraft. My brother and sister can also do witchcraft. We didn't know if you did, but now they do. Anyway, so then the dad, it is quite a lot, I'm telling you, but because this is all basically the advanced plot of what's on the back, but afterwards I'm probably not going to say too much extra. I'm just going into detail now because anyway, the dad goes and speaks to Zeus, and Zeus is like, okay, like your 3 children are fine because they haven't done anything like malicious, and like they're not a threat, but Circe actively sought out like witchcraft and like used it for like her own purposes, and was like, okay, you need to like exile her. So the dad is like, oh fine, like I honestly don't really care, I'm kind of happy to get rid of her. So like literally the next day, he like takes her on on his golden chariot, takes her to an island, and he just like stands there, and then she got his elf, and then he just like jumps away, like yeets away like as fast as he can. So anyway, so then she's just left on the island, and she's like a bit scared and stuff, but then she's like, I mean, I've lived all my life like not really being able to do anything, like everyone hating me, and like just always like the tenseness and stuff. But here there's literally no one here to judge her, so she's like basically like living again, like she's living like her own freedom and stuff. And she's like going out and like exploring, like seeing like different animals, like plants and stuff, like really like honing her skills and like trial and error. And like she's been here for like, I think like, I don't know, it says like an age, so like I'm guessing like hundreds of years, I'm not sure, but and she's like really like getting to know like what she's good at and like how things work and stuff. And it's really interesting. And then she's like, just before this part, she's like, oh, I wish my like cousins and stuff could see me now, all like they're like mean ones, and like they would be scared of me because I can like do all this powers. And then like the bit just before it, she's like, so you see, in many ways I was eager for what came. So yeah, so what is going to come, we shall see. I'm really loving this. I cannot wait to read some more. Good morning. So it's actually been a week since the last update because I wasn't planning on, but then I was like, I really want to now take part in the Trans Rights Readathon, which I did over 7 days, which you can check up there if you want. It's an hour-long video, but like it's split up to chapters. If like only certain bits you want to read, watch. But I really enjoyed that. So now I'm coming back to mythology before the end of the month. I don't know. It is the 30th. I tried reading some the past 2 days. It's been going quite slow. I don't know if I'm a little bit burnt out, or like I'm at the start of a reader slump. I don't know, but I've only got to page 118, and I am really enjoying it still. Like it is definitely a really good book. I'm just, every time I pick it up, I'm like, I kind of want to do something else. So I don't know, but I'm gonna still stick with it because I do want to. I do want to finish this, but like I'm not going to DNF it. Like no, I need to know what happens. But yeah, so I'll give you an update soon. But basically, so she was on the island and stuff, and then her sister Pasiphae, I think, she like asks some guy, like a sculpture person, to like bring her to Crete because she's like in labor and she's having like issues. Anyway, so the sister like has a baby, and it's like a monster creature thing because she done the dirty with like this sacred white bull. So yeah, but I don't know if I want to say anymore because I don't want to like spoil any of the plot, but like I was like, where is Odysseus? Like I was at the back, but yeah, anyway, so I'm still waiting for him to come and see what happens. But I'm really liking Circe, and Pasiphae's daughter, so like her, Circe's niece, is Ariadne, and that's I'm guessing the titular character in a book by Jennifer Saint, I believe. I'm not too sure, but I think so. I think it's like Ariadne and like Electra. And if I do this video again, I was thinking maybe of doing like Jennifer Saint books, or like some other mythologies, because I've really enjoyed this. So yeah, anyway, well, I'll give you an update soon. I love how it like shines. I love how shiny that is. Oh, it's like glowing. Miss Miller, why do you keep making me so emotional in these books? Oh my god, Circe, I'm so sorry. If, I don't know, okay, I'm not going to spoil anything, but like, there's a bit where, like, I'm so angry. I'm so angry. But I do like this bit. I did kill pigs at night after all. Yes, she bloody did. Anyway. I'm angry and sad. Circe is an icon. Like, okay, in some ways the thing she's doing is bad, but I love it. I love it. Amazing. Support you. Odysseus has arrived. I thought I'd just let you know. Yes, Maddie. You had to bring up Achilles and Patroclus again, didn't you? Didn't you? Just so my eyes got watered. Didn't you? Not gonna lie, like, yeah, like, it does make me emotional again, but oh my god, it is so beautiful. Like, just Achilles and Patroclus are just like, I love them so much. But like, I love how Odysseus, like, he knew their relationship for what it was. Like he says, then the best part of him died, and he was even more difficult after that. And then she says, what was his best part? His lover, Patroclus. He didn't like me much, but only good ones never do. Achilles went mad when he died. Nearly mad anyway. Oh. Okay. Anyway. Well. Yeah. Read some more. So I sat down for a bit. I got out my book. I was starting to read some, but like, it is so cold still. So I thought I'd just walk around more. Just read when I get home. You know, it's too cold. But I guess walking will warm me up a bit. Look, let's go through the like all these flowers that have fallen. It's so pretty. I am loving Circe so much. Oh my god. I love it. I love it. Please, Madeline, you need to write some more, so thank you. Madeline, still with the great queer messages, ideologies, just a little bit. She may come to you in other forms, a beautiful maiden perhaps, or a beautiful young man. You must not be taken in, not by any temptation she would offer. Yes. So I don't want to say any more like of the actual plot, but basically she's just saying that like, don't be tempted by like a beautiful woman or a beautiful man. And I feel like it's just like, I love that, because like, not everyone might not understand it, but like, she's basically saying that like, I don't care who you like as long as you're safe. And I'm just like, yes. I love Circe. I love this book. By the way, it is just currently turned like technically the 2nd of April now. I really want to finish this by the end of the 2nd, so by the end of like tomorrow. But I'm still gonna count it as a March read, because I love how it's nice. The vast majority was still read in March, so yeah. But anyway, I've got like 80 pages, I think, maybe a bit less. I really want to get it finished. I really want to get this finished. Not because I want to get it over with, but just I want to move on. And I want to wrap this video up as well. So yeah. So I finished Circe. The ending was... oh my god, the ending was so good. Oh my god, I loved this book. This book was so good. I think I'm gonna like, well, first of all, I finished it last night. I was gonna give it like 4.75 stars, and I think I might still, I'm not too sure, but I might give it the full 5. I don't know, it's such a good book though. It is really good. I would so recommend it. There's a few bits I'm like, maybe a little bit of repetition, maybe a little bit of similar things and stuff, but it's great. Like, it is, honestly, it's so good. What I love most is that there's so many things going on, like, in the world. Like, there's so many like other like myths and other gods and goddesses and like mortals, and like there's so much going on, but like it's all like about like her, like Circe, and like her life, and like living on the island, becoming a witch, and like with these like other people that come, and it's just and oh my god, like I don't think it's not really a spoiler, but like the motherly love she has for her son is like exceptional. Like, I'm just like, wow, like what an amazing person. She is also extremely nuanced. There's a lot of ups and downs, but I feel like so much of it is to do with the fact that she is a woman in a man's world, and obviously she is like a minor goddess because she's like a nymph, sort of like blood and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what else to say. I love this. I absolutely love this. I loved this video. I'm so 100% going to be reading some more mythological books because all of these were great. I definitely would say Song of Achilles is my favourite. Then Piranesi, even though it's not really mythological, so I don't know if I should really count it, but that book was just, it was so different and so weird and so just, it was something else. And then I'll probably say Circe, amazing. And then Galatea, which was also really great. I think I gave it a 4 star. I can't remember, I read it a while ago now. But anyway, all of these books I would totally recommend. And if you have like any other like mythological books that like sort of like this and Song of Achilles, definitely like leave them in the description below, because I definitely want to check out some more. I know like Jennifer Saint has written some, so I would like to maybe check her out. And I just I love this video. Oh my god, I literally would never have thought I would have like loved these mythological retellings as much as I did. But they're just, Madeline Miller is just like, she's just great. She's just great. And the quotes, oh my god, the quotes. Hope you enjoy this video. I really enjoyed it. And hope you have a nice morning, evening, night, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And I shall see you very soon. Bye bye.